Hey everybody, it's Denise with Bit Bougie. I'm getting ready to do a little touch up on a bag. And it's one of my very first wax bags that I did. It has the 3 pockets on the inside and they're pretty deep. Really, really nice. And I bougied it up with the leather on the outside. And I got my leather flower here that I kind of played with a little bit and molded it. It's unique. This is a nice pocket. She is picking that up today. And there's one thing I want to do on this bag, and I don't do it anymore because I've had a couple of hiccups, okay? These rivets here, I don't use these on bags anymore. They do not hold, okay? So what I use them for is stuff like this, where it doesn't have any kind of pull or pressure on it. So I'm going to switch out to the color I did top stitching on this bag, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, because you want to take the pressure off of that. So I'm changing out my thread. I don't ever rethread my machines by hand manually, because you know what? You're going to laugh. I don't know how to do that. I don't. I have so many machines, they're all threaded differently. And why would I want to sit here and thread my machine? This machine, I rethread maybe, I don't know, 12 to 20 times a day. I change my thread color. I don't use the same thread color on every single bag. I'd like to, but it doesn't always work that way, okay? So you see I tied the thread up here, okay? So I'm going to take it out of the needle and I'm going to put my right foot, I'm going to open up the pedal, see my foot goes up, and then I'm just going to pull it through, okay? There you go. That's what we did. See? And everybody that has got problems, like, oh no, I did this and that and my machine's doing this. Well, you know what? If you threaded manually, your hiccup is right there. You missed something, you missed a step. Trust me, if I had to thread that way, my machine would do all kinds of crazy stuff because I would probably miss a step. So anyway, I am going to put in my matching bobbin. And I'm going to bring up my thread. I'll lift my foot. There's my loop. Pull it out. Done. I can do this all within 20 seconds. If I were to sit here manually and thread through everything, that's probably about, let's think about that. That could be, I don't know, 5 minutes. So do that times 20. That's a lot of time it's taken off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stitch a line across the top so it puts no pressure on these rivets. Like I said, I don't do rivets. I see rivets being done and I'm glad everybody does them. To me, I'm not liking bags anymore that have rivets, okay? I just don't. So I got my foot down very lightly and I'm gonna try and go into the same stitch. There we go. And actually this one, I'm gonna back stitch over the same stitch. Now, not always do you want to do that, especially I work with leather needles. Your leather needle can cut your thread if you're going into the same hole. So think about that. Think outside of the box for a moment and you're cutting all your work. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to actually make sure that I'm a little bit farther away. I'm close. I'm close. It does not look bad, but it is going to take the pressure off of these rivets, because that's the first thing you're going to get a call on after you sold a bag, and somebody's going to say, oh, the rivets came out. And you know what? If they're local, that's great. What if they live in a different state? Okay. So see what I mean? So you sewed that, so there's no pressure on here. This one I'm going to do too. See, if you pull this like this, they will pop out, okay? And I don't care if They're the rivets that have the little matching caps on the bottom. They kind of fit snugly. They have a little snap, and then you press them together. I've got rivets and burrs that I use a hammer, and sometimes they just don't grab. And that's okay. That's just the tool it is. So I add my handles either into the seam, or I will cut the outside of the bag and do a different attachment with a rectangular ring, anything. I mean, you've seen my bags. They're all different. So this prevents this particular person coming back and saying, hey, Denise, you know what? I love your bag, but I don't do butts. So I've taken care of that problem. That's one of the things I'm doing right now. And I've got like a zillion other things to do. I'm so glad that it's nice outside. I'm going to be outside taking pictures of some of the bags, getting them up on my website. I don't know, just I'm all across the board. I do have to get things finished, and I do need to focus, and that is probably my biggest thing. Anyway, everybody have a good Saturday. I'll talk to you in a little bit.